Yes, Jaya, please proceed.
Namaste and good evening, all and all present here. Welcome to the Leaders Connect 360s episode LZ0178. Leaders Connect 360 is CSR initiated by the Bija training and organized by the Mass Leadership. I am Jay Devi. I'm a corporate trainer and the part of PML. Leaders Connect 360 is started with a specific objective of initiative by 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. It is an online hub where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to the 7:15 p.m. we learn from top management leaders on Zoom Live online. A quarter in each city, we have an offline networking meet to the network, support grow with the leaders. That's when we call it leaders, create more leaders. Currently, we are muted. We all being giving an opportunity to speak our guest, Mr. Venkateswaran, and panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi, on the topic, the art of wealth creation. Before are you unmuted, let me share with the episode LC0178 is being recorded. First time visitors may click on the WhatsApp and Facebook and LinkedIn, link on the chat box and get updated by the joining us, creating more leaders. All in all, videos, which will help highly interactive. So, and panel discussion leader, then share your thumbs up and smiley emojis in chat box. Thank you all. Before the introduction, the guest, let me also introduce Ms. Uma, Human Resource Consultant, will interact with our guest along with the panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi. I shall welcome you all once again. Over to Ms. Uma.
Thank you, Ms. Jaya. It was a wonderful opportunity to interact with Mr. Venkateswaran and being part of this Leaders Connect program since its inception. And it is a great honor to have Mr. Venkateswaran today, and we have our panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi Devendra. So it was wonderful, if you see the profile of Mr. Venkateswaran, he has been into finance for so long, and it is very advisable to have his inputs in terms of financial requirements of every individual. So it will be exciting to look into the discussion, and we have much more in the session. Like we have our summary leader, Mr. Sendal, having a guest of everything discussed in today's program. And also we have our quiz master, Nellai sir, where he'll be asking one question out of the discussion had, and you'll be awarded with a book written by Bhaskaran sir. It is called Blueprint to Abundant Success. It was one of the wonderful creations made so far, because I personally had an opportunity to read this book. So these are all the takeaways today we'll be having. It was wonderful, and I welcome everyone joining this session to have a fruitful experience. Over to you, Rashmi madam.
Hi, Uma, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think we need to run the video. Yes, Arul?
Arul, I request you to run the welcome video for Mr. Venkateswaran and also Ms. Rashmi.
Uma, thank you so much. And Arul, that was a wonderful video. So today we're going to talk about the art of wealth creation. And I think we're going to debunk a lot of myths about wealth creation. I have a lot of confusion between what is wealth and what is money and what is wealth creation. So I hope to get some answers today. Welcome, Mr. Venkateswaran. And can I call you Venkat? Is it
Yeah,
okay?
please.
Thank you so much. It's an
Yeah.
honor and pleasure to have you on our show, sir.
Pleasure being here today. Wonderful. Nice to see so much of effort has been gone through in making this event a very successful one. And I can really appreciate that it has been going on for 178 episodes or something like that. So it shows the teamwork and the
Yes.
commitment of the people behind this. Thank you,
Yes.
Arul, and thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Should we dive into the topic straight?
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference between being rich and being wealthy? I feel they are synonymous.
Naturally, yeah, we all feel being rich and being wealthy are synonymous. And typically, if you see a rich person or a wealthy person would have all the material comforts in life, right? Having a good house or a car or whatnot. So, so the a layman understanding of being rich and being wealthy is both are one and the same. But there is a very big difference in the way being rich is you are rich because you are able to generate income by giving up your time for that for earning that income. So being rich is something like where you have to commit yourself and your time to earn that income. But being wealthy is something slightly different, where you are independent of your time and you are able to passively generate income.
Okay.
And that is the key difference between being wealthy and being rich. So though it may sound very synonymous when we in common parlance, but actually speaking, being wealthy is the ideal state to be, where we will be able to generate passive income rather than being rich, where you have to go to office every day or you have to deliver every day, right? So this is the difference, I would say, between rich and being wealthy.
Okay, wonderful. So even if I'm not working for the money is working for me.
Absolutely, yeah. You got it absolutely right, right? You should be able to make your money work hard for you rather than you. Of course, we all need to work hard. There is no doubt about that. But making money work doubly hard is the secret of being wealthy.
But I've always believed that I have to work hard to earn money and keep on working till the end of the life. I think so
Yeah.
that was something that the previous generation used to think. But
Yeah.
now I think so the dynamics of making money and being wealthy are different now. That's what I
True.
think. Yeah.
True. Yeah, absolutely. There are opportunities today as we speak in a country like India, which we should all tap into.
Okay. Great. Great. We'll know about them.
Yeah.
What is the secret of wealth creation and what are the elements one should consider in the process?
See, wealth creation is not a simple exercise. It involves three elements. For the sake of simplicity, let me put it as ESI. You remember the acronym ESI,
Okay.
right? You should earn wealth. That is the first thing. To generate wealth or to create wealth, you should earn well. It is not necessary, not enough if you just earn well. You should also save it well, right? It
Okay.
is saving is very important. Without saving, you may be earning maybe 5 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs every month, but if your lifestyle is such that you are not able to save enough, then that is not a great position to be in. So you should earn well, you should save well, and the third one is I, which stands for you should invest it well. So these are the three things which people should remember. Um, you cannot become wealthy with very small corpus, right? If I put 500 rupees a month or 1000 rupees a month, will I become wealthy? It will take enormous amount of time to become wealthy. So you need a corpus, you need a capital to start off with. How do you generate that capital? By earning well. Once you start earning well, you should find your lifestyle, you should work around your lifestyle in such a way that you are able to save at least say something like 30-40% of your income, right? And if you are able to save that, then you have to find the right avenues to invest. If you invest well, this is the easiest and surest way to wealth creation.
Great. So, while I was in college, in the economics textbooks, we were told that China and India were the countries which you save a lot. But I'm not really sure about the investment part of what we're doing. But they were orthodox methods of investing. So maybe there are some modern methods of investing. They are.
Yeah, definitely. You see, we typically grew up, most of us grew up in pre-liberalization regime, right?
Yes.
Where our go-to investment products are something like placing money in a bank FD, bank fixed
Absolutely.
deposit, or go and buy, invest in a recurring deposit with a bank or post office, or maybe some purchase some insurance policies,
Yes.
right? These are typical investment avenues which probably people born before 90, I would say, I don't know how you call it, but people born in 70s and 60s are used to, right? So those days are probably over now, because as we speak today, the opportunities to grow your wealth are enormous. There are newer avenues coming up. There are newer things which are probably seeing the light of the day today. One of the things is mutual funds, right? So mutual fund investing is something which is picking up in a big way as we speak, right? I remember probably 4 5 years ago, pre-COVID, just before COVID, we used to have Indian investors putting in something like 3,000 or probably 2,000 crores per month in through SIPs, the systematic investment plans, on a month-on-month basis,
Yes.
right? On a monthly basis, it used to be 2,000 crores. Today, the same 2,000 crores has grown to something like 20,000 crores today.
Amazing.
It's
Okay.
a 10x growth over the last 4 years,
Amazing.
right? People are accepting newer things, and there are very many avenues available for all of us to look at how we can grow our wealth.
Yeah, thank you so much for that insight. Is it possible for a salaried person and a small entrepreneur to be wealthy and amass wealth?
Yeah, absolutely. See, it is not rich man's forte, right? We all can become, even though you are a salaried person or even though you are an entrepreneur, small entrepreneur, you can all become wealthy provided you follow the ESI, right? ESI is you have to earn well, you have to save well, and you have to invest well, right? There is clearly there is a scope for everyone to become wealthy over a period of time by investing in those right products. See, typically, if you are looking at a fixed deposit as an investment product, right? What do you get as a rate of interest?
Hardly 6 or 7%.
7%. Let's take it as 7% today, right? This is pre-tax rate of return.
Absolutely.
7% is pre-tax. And assuming there is a 20% or a 30% tax payable on that, if it is a 30%, so 7% on that 30% goes as tax, you are left with only 4.9% as post-tax return, right? With that 4.9% post-tax return, it is very difficult to grow your wealth. Why? Because the inflation, we all heard about the term inflation, right? What is inflation? Basically, the purchasing power of the money, the erosion in the purchasing power of the money, right? So inflation is around 6 7%, and lifestyle inflation in India for a urban middle class is upwards of 10%, right? So probably 2 days ago, you would have read in papers that a thali, a vegetarian thali, is becoming costlier at the rate of
Costly.
11%.
Yes.
So that is the lifestyle inflation. So at one end we have inflation where your money is losing its value at 11%, and on the other end you are investing in fixed deposits, which is giving you 4.95% probably. So actually speaking, you are losing 6% by keeping it in fixed deposit, right? Because the inflation eats your purchasing power, and you are substituting it through fixed deposit. You are investing in fixed deposit, which can give you only 5%. So there is a gap, negative gap of 6. And that is the erosion in the value of the deposits or whatever you have. So it is very important in that way. We have to find the right investments, which has the potential to grow. Okay, now you may ask me, what are the right investments? See, look around you, right? Who are the rich people? Or who are the wealthy people? Maybe I will rephrase it. Who are the
Okay.
wealthy people?
The wealthy people are the one who own businesses. The entrepreneurs are rich. I think people who keep on investing in various diversified portfolio, those are the
Yeah,
people.
exactly, right? So the people who are really wealthy are those people who are engaged in some kind of business, right? So if somebody is investing in business, then they have a potential to earn much better than this
Salary.
10%, 11% return or 11% of inflation. See, unless you are able to make more than 11%, you are actually not growing your wealth.
Well, that's
Right? So you have to find avenues. The one avenue which I can tell you is invest in businesses. Okay. Now the second question comes, how do I invest in business? I'm in full-time employment. I don't have the bandwidth, or I don't have the skill to do, right? So to answer that question, it is very simple. You don't have to run all the businesses, but you can be a partner with various business houses, right? Ambani or Adani doesn't stop you from buying their shares, right? He is not saying don't become my partner. You can become his partner. How do you become his partner? By buying the shares of his companies. Okay, I don't know which company will do well or which sector will do well. In that way, if that is the case, then you can go for mutual funds. Mutual funds are the simplest products where you have a professional fund manager taking care of the investments part, and they can provide you that kind of service at a very nominal price or a nominal fee, and they do the right thing. Historically, if you see in India over the last 30 years, a decent mutual fund has produced returns anywhere between 15 to 16%.
Okay.
Over the last 30 years.
Okay.
Right? We are talking about inflation of 8-10%. And here I am telling you an avenue which has given you over the last 30 years. Mind you, it is not over the last 2 years or 2 years only or last 3 years. I'm talking about the last 30 years, since probably 1994 to 2024. It has given you 15-16% return. Equity as an asset class through mutual funds has given 15-16% return. And it is very important that a lot of people understand this and get into this investing mode, rather than committing themselves or putting a lot of their money into fixed deposits or recurring deposits.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for the insight. How can
Yeah.
somebody invest in other businesses while working full time? Is it possible to
Yeah,
do?
it is very much possible, right? As I mentioned, mutual funds is the easiest way to do that, right? You just keep investing. There are different ways to invest in mutual funds. And now the most popular one is the systematic investment plan or the monthly SIPs, right?
Yes.
Everybody now SIPs have become the buzzword, and people think SIPs are mutual funds or the SIPs are the investment itself. It is not. SIPs is a way in which how you go and invest in mutual funds, but that has become synonymous to investing or investing in mutual funds. So SIPs is one way where people can make investments. They can start with as low as 10,000, 20,000 per month, and depending on their surplus and availability, they can keep increasing it over a period of time. And this can give you enormous amount of return. This can secure your future. This can secure your financial goals, like planning for your children's education or planning for your retirement. It can provide you beautiful returns, and which can act as a buffer to your statutory benefits like PF or gratuity or those kind of things. So this is something which people should definitely look at, and it is a easily doable thing.
Okay, great. So SIP is something
Yep.
is a tool to earn not earn money but create wealth actually.
Create wealth. Yes,
Create.
absolutely, absolutely. That is right.
And so mutual funds, what returns can be expected from mutual funds, investing in mutual funds over a long period of time?
See, I will tell you with an example. Probably it is
Okay.
easy for all of us to understand.
Mhm.
As I was mentioning earlier, the Indian inflation is the government declared inflation, right? We are talking about
Right.
the inflation declared by the government, say, which is roughly around 4 to 6%. The band, even the RBI monetary policy says our Indian inflation would be managed between 4 to 6%. So that is the inflation, and there is an actual GDP growth which happens anywhere between 5 to 7%. So when you add the actual GDP growth with the inflation, you get the nominal GDP growth, right? So the actual GDP growth, let's say, being on the conservative side, let's take it as 5%,
Mhm.
and the actual inflation is again 5%. So the nominal GDP growth is 10%, right? An economy which is growing at 10%, you will have companies which are operating within that economy. There are businesses like Reliance or Bharati Airtel or HDFC Bank or ICICI Bank. These are the businesses which are operating within that economy. They will definitely grow at a slightly higher pace. Maybe they will grow at 10%. Instead of 10%, they will grow at 12%. So 12% growth in an economy for any of these businesses will translate into 12% return for the investors in those businesses. So you can safely look at any returns in the range of anywhere between 12 to 15% over a long periods of time. So, and which corroborates, or which which is exactly the return what you have got over the last 30 years as well,
Okay.
right? So to answer your question, the return expectations can be anywhere between 12 to 15%.
15%. Okay,
Yeah.
great. That's a good return, I should say,
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
compared to the orthodox ways of
Yes,
investing,
traditional ways of investing.
traditional ways of investing.
Yes, yes.
What is the most important attribute of wealth creation, sir?
See, as I told you, the ESI, right? Those
Yes.
are physical, or those are things which are important. But I think the most important attribute or the requirement for wealth creation is behavior management,
Okay.
right? Behavior management is the most important thing, because we as human beings, we are driven by emotions, right? So we have to keep in check the emotions, and in order to earn good returns from equity markets or from mutual funds, or for that matter any of these equity related products, we should not get swayed by the emotions, and rather remain invested for the long term. So behavior management is the most important thing. And see, there are various quotes, but I would like to quote one from Peter Lynch. Is one of the most successful fund managers of all time, right? Of course, he's now retired and other things. He said, successful investors are not those with high Q, intelligence quotient, right? They are not with high intelligence quotient, but with a high emotional quotient, right? It is more to do with psychology. Wealth creation is more to do with psychology rather than with regard to intellectual ability. So,
Interesting. I mean, this is a true eye opener because uh, we are. I think this is the most honest thing, to say that we are driven by emotions.
yeah,
Yes, we are always driven by emotions, but how do we manage our emotions? That is EQ. That's more
yeah,
important for investing and
yeah,
more important to be wealthy. Like if something happens on the stock exchange, there's war going on. Oh, we panic, 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 and we sell, we buy whatever. I mean, yes, we are driven by emotions. Yes, so
yeah.
that's a
There
great
are
insight.
there are only two emotions which drives everything in this world, right? One is fear, and the other one is greed. Fear and greed. Either we become fearful or we become greedy, right? 10 days before, everybody was greedy. Everybody wanted to invest in equity markets. And there was 5, 6 days of market fall. Now everybody is fearful, right? Everybody is now worried what will happen. So these are the two emotions which drives, particularly in equity markets, these two emotions drive most of the people. If you can balance these emotions and keep yourself away from this, right? It is very difficult. Mind you, it is not an easy thing to do, right?
It has,
Uh,
I mean, it has brought over a crisis in 2008, greed, the very greed
yes.
which has the Lehman Brothers. So,
Yes. So these two emotions are the cornerstone of human behavior, and if you can balance it out, I think we are all on the path to becoming wealthy.
amazing. This was a really eye-opening discussion and it was very insightful, Venkat.
Thank you.
I'm calling you Venkat. Is it okay?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Please.
Yeah, okay. So I really liked all the aspects that you described, and the last question was the most insightful answer that you gave. I'm so thankful you came here and joined us. Do keep coming over and
Oh,
do
yeah.
participate and do be our audience at times or do be our guest at some times. So
Sure,
over to you,
definitely.
Uma. Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Uma, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Rashmi, and thank you, Venkateswaran sir, for this wonderful
Thank you.
discussion. We learned a lot about wealth management and investments in this short, half an hour session, and it was very insightful for everyone. So let's quickly get into the quiz session. Before we get into the quiz, let's learn about what is the quiz prize. It's a book written by Bhaskaran sir. It's called Blueprint to Abundant Success. So this is the book, and to admit it, it's wonderful and it is worth reading. So it was my personal experience because I have gone through each and every line of the book. And let's see the quiz question right now, and let's see who's the lucky winner. Over to you, Nilay sir. Nilay sir, are you there?
He's there, I think.
Yeah, he's there. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Naresh, you can proceed to the question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah,
Sir.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening to all, and thanks for the opportunity for the quiz leader. And that's a quick and easy point. And what is the buzzword in the current market, which is the triggering point on this investment, which is mentioned by the Venkateswaran sir?
Can you repeat the question one more time, Nalisa, please?
Yes. Venkateswaran sir mentioned that that's a buzzword in the market, and everyone is eager on the investment. And what is the buzzword
You can
currently
type
in
the
the?
yeah.
Current buzzword. Okay, okay,
People can
okay.
type in the chat
Yes,
box.
yes, yes.
Yeah, people
I
can
do
type
remember,
in chat
but I
box.
can't answer.
Okay, let's see. We have Vijay Kumar's answer: behavioral management, fear and greed. Okay, anybody else wants to answer? They can
No,
chat
no,
box.
no, no.
We'll wait for a minute.
Should I answer?
Yes. Current buzzword. Yes, on investment. Wonderful question, Nalisa. People are thinking.
Ah.
Okay, Giri has mentioned as ESI. Good one.
Okay, I'll answer last, but I think this is the right answer that I'm giving. Okay, should
Yes,
I
yes,
answer?
yes. Let's see who's gonna get the. Okay,
Okay.
Shanti Reddy has mentioned as ESI. Okay, let's see. Let's some more answers to be answered. Yes,
Yeah, we'll wait for a minute. Let's see.
Bhaskaran sir, you can also answer. Yes, yes, Jaya, Sendil, Saifi sir. Good. Okay, so coming back to Nellaizer,
Yeah,
we
yeah. The
got
correct
many
answer is
answers.
pasted by the Rashmi Devendra. Yes, congratulations. Yeah, currently
Oh,
everyone is keen on the investment as a calling as a SIP,
Answer, so
so that's what the current
technically
buzzword of
nobody
it. Yeah.
won.
Congratulations, Rashmi ma'am. You have won the book. And it
Yes.
is worth reading, and I appreciate your concentration during the conversation. It is really good.
No, it was a
Yes.
very interesting discussion. I really liked it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nalai sir. Yes, so
Congratulations,
my
ma'am, once again.
yes, Mama, proceed. Yes.
Yeah. Any questions to our speaker of the day, Venkateswaran sir? Like, we can take quick questions of about 2 or 3. Please raise your hands and you'll be given an opportunity to speak. Yeah,
Giri sir,
first comes Giri sir. Giri sir, you can unmute yourself and ask your questions to our guest today.
First of all, thank you, Venkateswaran sir, for the new concept, the ESI. We all know Employees State Insurance Fund, but today we know the earn well, save well, and invest in well. The key takeaway is taken. And you told about fear and greed. And fear we know, but greed, we need some examples from you. The concept
Sure.
of fear, greed, how the people are investing, and
See, yeah.
they are losing all the money like that.
See, greed is a very, very basic human nature, right? We would have seen hundreds of frauds which have happened because of greed. Lot of people invest in some bogus chit schemes or probably get rich quick schemes where they promise returns like 25%, 30% kind of returns, right? What drives people towards those investments? That is nothing but greed, right? When State Bank of India is giving you 6.5% on your deposit, if somebody is offering you 35% or 30% return on your deposit, the first thing what we should all ask ourselves is, what is the risk I am assuming if I have to get that 20% or 30% kind, right? I'm equating State Bank as one of the most safest investments, right? Putting money in a FD with State Bank is the safest thing. But at the same time, somebody else offering you 25% return, there is a big element of risk. And we have seen time in and time out, time in and time again, that many people have collected lots of money promising these kind of high returns. This is nothing but the show of greed, right? Of all the investors. And this manifests in different ways in equity markets, in these kind of chit schemes and everywhere.
Yes, sir. There are so
Hope,
many things there to discuss, but anyway, I need some concept. Uh, the
con-
35, even more returns has been declared, and it has totally scam companies always there. And we have to, as a consumer, we have to be very aware of each and everything.
Absolutely, you have to be. You have to ask that question. If somebody is asking you, is promising you 3 times, 4 times the normal rate of return what you get with anybody else, a safe asset, you should stop and ask that question. How is it possible? That is exactly what will help us to overcome greed.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Giri sir, for this wonderful question. Next, we have Jayadevi. Jayadevi, you can unmute yourself and ask your question to our guest today.
Happy evening, sir. Happy to meet you this
Good evening.
forum.
Yeah.
And it's really lot of insightful session, sir. We gone through. And actually, I have a question on. I'm seeing a lot of students in my circles. So they are most of us UPC aspirants and many of us students. They in the beginning they couldn't able to earn, but they willing to invest. So which forum you will be suggesting for them, sir?
Uh, okay, if I understand your question correct, you are saying that their saving potential or the investing potential is low today, and they would like to invest now. Maybe over a period of time, when they get into PSC or different kind of a job, they will be able to invest more. See, for everyone, you can do SIPs as low as 500 rupees a month. Right? You can invest in mutual funds with as low as 500 rupees a month. So I think this is a very, very easy product, easy to understand product, and very, very easy to adopt by everyone, irrespective of the amount you want to invest. Right? If somebody who is willing to invest a small sum of money, I am assuming, say, probably 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 rupees a month, mutual fund is the right product for that. They can do
Thank you,
mutual
sir.
fund. Yeah. There are different
Sir, also, if
ways.
sorry, sir. If one-time investment, like if they have had a good savings, they want to invest in the beginning, how can they?
Yeah,
Uh,
see, in mutual funds, there are two types of investing, right? One is lump sum investing, the other one is monthly systematic investment plans. So if you have yes, a amount of money now ready to invest, you can invest. And on in that, you can top it up with your monthly investments and or regular investments. So in that way, it is a very flexible investment product. That gives you a lot of flexibility. You are not bound to a particular amount. You can invest whatever is convenient for you on a month-on-month basis. So in that way, it is a very, very flexible product.
yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for the guidelines. And we have next Shanti ma'am, who's willing to ask a question. Over to you, Shanti ma'am. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your question.
Thanks, Uma, for that. Sir, I have a question because I heard from the bank, if you invest in one time with the fixed deposit, if there is a kind of disaster, okay, so for example, 1 CR, you just invest and the bank will just close, they have the kind of RBI rules which they can just give only 5 lakhs. That is the rules. And I mean, what will happen? I mean, if the 95 lakhs, they'll be losing it. So is this true or what? I just wanted to understand. That's one question.
Yeah. Sure, Shanti. Shanti, this question, what you are asking is something related to deposits with banks. Deposits with banks are covered under Deposit Insurance Guarantee Corporation insurance, right? Under this insurance, all bank deposits are protected up to 5 lakh rupees. That is what you have also been told by the banker. And anything over and above that is subject to bank having sufficient liquidity to settle that. See, we have seen one or two bank failures in India, and in all those cases, Reserve Bank of India has stepped in and ensured that the bank has been merged with some other bank, a well-run bank, and they have honored all the deposit obligations. So in that way, I don't see there is a thing to worry about when you are planning to make a 1 crore deposit or something like that. So I don't see any instance in the past where banks have been allowed to fail. Say if you go back in time in 2006, 5, 6, you had something like a global trust bank issue, which got merged with Oriental Bank of Commerce. In as late as 2021, we had Yes Bank issue, which was taken over by SBI, HDFC, and ICICI. So in that way, none of the banks have been allowed to fail in India so far. So I don't expect that to happen, at least the scheduled commercial bank. But you should be very careful when you are depositing with cooperative banks. Cooperative banks are subject to a lot of failures, and a lot of cooperative banks have gone out of business. So you should be very careful with depositing large sums of money with the cooperative banks.
Okay. And one more question is, see now, if you have example of 10 lakhs in hand, what will be your diversified? Because we have a challenges in FD. Okay, maybe 5 lakhs to just place over there, and rest 5 lakhs. How you will be the portfolio you will be just building up?
See, this is a very interesting question, but it cannot be answered within the time frame because it has to be considered on a case-to-case basis. So everybody will have different kind of requirements. Somebody would come and say, I want to invest for 2 years. Somebody will come and say, I don't need this money for next 10 years. So depending on the time horizon, what you have for that amount of money, you have to choose your investments. I'm sorry, but I will not be able to give you a straightforward answer to that question on this forum. But it all depends on the time horizon, what you have, the time period, what you have for that money. So that is what you should look at. If you have a long time period, you should invest in equity related products. But if you have a very short time period, then it is better to stick to more safer and appropriate products which meets your time horizon of investments.
Okay, one last question. See, if we just do a lump sum investment example, in that case, very next month onwards, it has to inflow the funds in your bank. So, which one would you suggest?
Sorry, I didn't get the question. Sorry.
See, lump sum investment, as you said, mutual funds, there are two types, right? One
Yes,
is a
yes.
monthly and one is a lump sum.
Yeah.
So if it has been invested on interest basis, will it be inflow? Like, I mean, for example, someone is not going to job, they do a investment and one time, and in the form of an PF
Yeah.
or maybe something like that inflow, is there
Very
any one?
much, very much possible. Yeah, it's a very good question, Shanti. Yes, this is a possibility. You can invest a lump sum money, you can and withdraw it on a periodic basis. So it can be every month, or it can be every quarter or half yearly, whatever may be the time frame you would desire. So this is called systematic withdrawal plan. So systematic withdrawal plan allows you to invest a lump sum money and withdraw it in tranches. The advantage of this is basically, you say, for example, if you invest 10 lakhs and you withdraw say 10,000 rupees every month, the rest of the money, which is 9 lakh 90,000, will continue to remain invested and continue to grow along with the market. So you will have a bigger possibility of producing much better return, at the same time enjoying a regular cash flow like your pension or PF, or for that matter any salary kind of a thing. So this is possible, and this is done through a mechanism called systematic withdrawal plan.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. But see, in case a fixed or a systematic withdrawal plan, if you are just investing the same amount, which one would you suggest? It will be a withdrawal or fixed?
Sir, excuse me, sir. Ms. Shanti, thanks for asking this question, but due to the time concern, you can take it personally. I shared Mr. Venkateswaran's LinkedIn ID in the
Link.
profile chat box.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah,
Yes,
thanks.
yes.
I will just connect with you
If
in
you're
the
Yeah.
link.
okay, Venkat sir, you can just answer this one question. You can close it off.
Yeah, sure. See, again, this is a very specific question. We cannot do it on the forum, right? And we have to understand where to invest, how to invest. This is something which is very customized. We don't have a off-the-shelf suggestion for anything.
Thank you, Venkat sir. Thank you, Shanti,
Sure.
for the questions. Yes, Ms. Uma, you can proceed, please.
Yeah, thank you, Venkateswaran sir, and thank you, Shanti, for the wonderful questions. Next, we have our summary leader, Sendil sir, and I request Sendil sir to summarize the whole session. As we all know that he's an expert in summarizing. Let's wait what he has for today. Over to you, Sendil sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Uma, and thank you very much, Venkat sir, and thank you very much, Rashmi. Today's session was very awesome session. Today you have unleashed each of our individual potential, how we can try to earn, save, as well as invest money, invest our money. Okay, thank you. As time keeps passing, in fact, I was traveling. I could able to take notes from here and there from my during walking. I just reached home, so I will try my best to summarize what I have taken up.
So
we
you are the
started
best, sir. Don't worry.
we started with success. What is success and what is wealth? And we have understood that success is when people invest the time in bringing a productive source of income, whereas wealth is when the money starts working for individuals. And third is we also touched upon the mutual fund awareness and mutual fund growth, because in old days we all heard of about Harshad Mehta's scam and other things. So people were very much perplexed and people were very much frightened to invest their money, hard-earned money. But today you unleashed this barrier, uh, imposter syndrome barrier, and see how people can come themselves and invest in this mutual fund, which has grown in the last 4 years to touch upon the 2000 score money. And next is we also touched upon the normal GDP, which is 10%, where the company is operating in the safe zone, trying to come up with the economic growth of 12% to 15% as a return of investment in a long-term span. And also, we also talked about the emotional traits at time of investment, where you I cited the Peter Lynch quote that successful investors are not with a high intelligent EQ, but with emotional EQ.
Yeah.
We also used the business word about ESI, which you cited at the beginning, that is earn, save, and invest.
Yeah.
And the best inspirational and best motivational tagline of today is start with a baby step of investment, and even with 500 rupees. The normal Indian citizen can been encouraged to spare 500 rupees for his SIP plan. And this was one of the most eye-opening for all Indian citizenship. So which you brought this saying that even this helps him in a long term of life. And either awareness point what you have brought here is about the cooperative bank. But most of the psychological of Indian mindset is to go to a cooperative bank for a loan because cooperative bank operates at a very less interest. But you also mentioned that when you make a deposit, be careful and cautious with the cooperative bank because other bank with deposit is safe, but operating with the cooperative bank, we need to be a little more cautious. And third, last point is it only a one-way investment? No, but you also brought to awareness to the people saying that we have a systematic withdrawable plan. Like how we have systematic investment, we have systematic withdrawable plan, which helps at the retired stage or at a person at more than 50, 55 plus years who is looking for additional source of income can make use of this systematic withdrawal plan. So these are some short takeaways what I could able to take with my challenging time because I have a problem with my laptop. I have a problem with my mobile. Somehow I could able to take some notes.
Did a great
Fantastic.
job, Sandil sir. Awesome
Yeah,
job. Thank
please.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
that's
apologize if
wonderful.
I missed some points. Please apologize if I missed some points.
No, sir, you nailed
Pleasure,
it.
pleasure, sir.
You nailed it. It was so
Okay.
precise,
You're,
and it was so wonderful hearing from you. As usual, you rocked. Thank you so much for this. In spite of your challenges, you made it to the precisely perfect manner. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I have only one question. If you can allow me, I would like to understand. We have another 2 minutes
Please,
left.
Is it okay, Venkat sir? We can proceed one more last question. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. See, actually, coming to the mutual fund, people say that market is very volatile and people are diverting their money in investing it in China market. So how do you see this? Because in last 1 week, if you see the mutual fund amount has totally drastically reduced. The investors amount has been drastically reduced. I'm not talking with respect to this as an example. With respect to China market, how do you see this Indian?
see, these kind of events keep happening all the time,
Okay.
right? Do you think that in the last 30 years we lived in a very peaceful environment?
No, no.
No, we have seen very many challenges over the last 30 years. In
Mm,
spite of all these challenges, only we have produced whatever 15, 16% kind of return.
correct.
So these China last 1 week movement to China or some Iran Israel war, those kind of things are momentary things, right?
Mm, mm,
These cannot be, we cannot predict also, honestly.
mm, yeah.
Nobody can predict what will happen tomorrow morning, right? Nobody has
Mm,
a crystal ball in front of us that we can
correct.
see what is
Yeah,
there
very true.
happening tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So we don't have to predict. As long as we are able to, we have to be optimistic first to
Mm,
invest in anything.
mm,
We have to be optimistic, and as long as we are optimistic and we believe that the human nature is to survive and grow in every circumstance. If you
mm,
take the last 70,000 years of human existence as Homo sapiens, right? Every point in time, we have improved ourselves.
mm,
Nowhere we have gone down. right?
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
been we have been discovering various other newer
Revenues.
inventions and other
Yeah.
things. So the human mind is such a beautiful thing. We discover so many new inventions. We make so many new discoveries where the opportunities are much better in the future. So that's what I said. As an investor, you have to be optimistic and you have to ignore the short-term worries. This is exactly the fear factor what I was talking about. Fear and greed are the two things, right? Now you are fearful. What will happen
Yeah.
if China is going to take all the money? It is bound to happen, right? We will at some time we will be fearful, at some time we will be greedy. We have to balance this out. If you are able to balance this out, the investing will be a smooth journey. Otherwise, we will get panic for every action or reaction in this world, right? Tomorrow Trump is going to win or Kamala Harris is going to win. There will be a set of people who will support Trump. There will be a set of people who will be supporting Kamala Harris.
Kamala
So we
Harris.
will start worrying about, oh, this is happening, that is happening. Again, Maharashtra election, somebody will win, somebody will lose in another 2 months' time. So we will start worrying, oh, what is going to happen?
Yeah.
In spite of all these things, we have seen that markets have grown, good businesses have grown, and they have produced returns for their shareholders. So I strongly remain in the camp of looking positive, being optimistic about the future, and ignoring short-term worries. Short-term worries has to be ignored.
That is exactly what you touched upon, the emotional quotient
Yes,
to
yes,
avoid depression. Yeah.
absolutely.
More.
Thank
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sundar sir, and thank you, Venkateswaran sir, for this
Thank
wonderful
you.
insight. And I have a very important and very happy announcement as well. We are having an offline networking meet called Rocket Goals 13.0, which is on 19th October 2024, which falls on a Saturday, and it is happening in Savera Hotel, Chennai. Right now, we are seeing the flyer of the same, and everyone is invited for this event. And you know, we do have limited seats, so the quicker you register, your seat will be confirmed. So I request everyone to participate and make use of this wonderful networking session. It is truly useful and it will be more fruitful if you participate offline. So next is our vote of thanks. Like I personally enjoyed the session and I had many takeaways, but being an HR person, ESI, the definition of ESI was something new to me because, you know, all the time I was thinking of ESI as employee state insurance, but now I learned that it is earn well, save well, and invest well. That is one of the important takeaways I can say from this session. So let me quickly share again the purpose of this community. Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid model leadership community where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:50 p.m. we invite a leader who's a master in their field to provide solutions for our real-time leadership challenges, much like the valuable experience we had today from our guest, Mr. Venkateswaran. Additionally, every last week of the month, we invite an author to share the knowledge and insights from their book. Please follow us on our social media platform to get updates about our weekly episodes and quarterly events. Joining our community is very simple. Just click on the social media link shared in the chat box. It gives me an immense pleasure to thank our guest, Mr. Venkateswaran, and our panel discussion leader, Ms. Rashmi, for investing their valuable time in sharing their experiences and insights with us. Guest and guest and the viewers kindly accept our thanks through a special thank you video. We request all our members and visitors to stay connected and get much more benefits out of this event. Thank you so much. Over to you, Arun.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Venkat sir, for joining our episode today and giving us more insights on the topic today. All
Thank
giving
you.
so much of knowledge
Thank you,
on
Arul.
yes, investing and saving. Thank you so much for that. And I thank all the members today who are joined today for this episode. And let's all connect next week episode. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Thanks,
Thank you,
Master.
Rashmi. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
thanks,
you all
Master.
for
Thank you,
joining
Ma.
the session. See you next week.
Yes.
Have a great week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.